Good evening and welcome to Clairvoyant Conversations. I'm Solreta Antaria. Tonight, what we're going to do is we're doing our last reading before Christmas. So, here in Australia, it's Christmas Eve. I'm at my parents' place. I'm just looking for my comments and things. Hold on a sec, guys. Sorry, I've got some tech issues tonight. Oh, hello. Hi, Linda. Finally, it's starting to work. Okay, so it looks like we're all good. I'm just hotspotting here. So yeah, I'm at my parents' place for Christmas Eve. We're going to be watching Christmas movie tonight with the kids. Um, but yeah, what we're going to do is start with just, hi, Karen. Oh, hey from Canada. Lovely to see you from over across the seas. So I first just wanted to start with a recap. So I've just flown in from Uluru yesterday. So I went to ceremony there. If you want to see more information about how ceremony went down and what happened, going to be filming something very soon with Jean-Claude from Beyond Mystic and Stephen and Evan Strong. Also, there's been some info put up in Forgotten Origin, and there's going to be some photos that are getting shared from what actually happened at ceremony. But I just want to talk about what I've been talking about on here and on Beyond Mystic. So, what I've been seeing happening since March, as of towards probably the start of Melbourne lockdown, was I saw this blue flame energy, not only just with my clients that are shifting and working towards that ascension process, but ones that were anchoring a new energy or were part of Blue Soul Group. So Blue Soul Group is Pleiadian, Syrian. It's also people that are working with Lyran energy, inner earth beings, and also with the elfish type realms. So what I saw at ceremony in Uluru was what I was talking about, that we were going to be anchoring this blue flame energy. And what happened at the start before ceremony was carried out was that there was dust particles from the red earth in the clouds, and it looked like it was possibly going to be a storm. And then after ceremony was held and the meditation and everything took place and happened, and the rocks were all set up in formation to pointing towards Uluru and activating the other powerful points like Katajuda and other ones across the world. And I did feel friends from all over the world linked in from overseas and from Australia. Not to mention, so what happened when that went down and when there was a shift take place, we saw this blue portal energy, which was the blue flame energy I've been talking about all year, was literally opening up in the sky. And it was one of the most amazing things that myself and so many others that were there sharing their experience had seen. It was incredible. And there's pics coming in from all over the world where they saw this blue flame energy that I'd been speaking about all year come in and actually start to anchor. So this is part of this energy of moving into this new frequency, this new vibration. It's one to do with the heart. It's shifting into more of a connected consciousness with people, plants, animals, and the planet. Holly is also saying feeling intense energies today. I'm sorry to hear that. It's part of like the shift. It's part of what I'm calling like a shedding process. So we're still shedding part of this older feeling. It will continue and happen for the next few months, and even into the next couple of years. But we are also shifting into a lighter frequency. So really focusing on beautiful, light-hearted things at the moment, and especially like laughter. One of the other things that I did experience with this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, this summer solstice, but predominantly this original people prophecy and the end of the main calendar, was my partner and I also experienced trying to pick things up, and it was almost like our hands were slipping through objects. Intense giggles and laughter is something else that some friends and I also experienced. But what we will do is get straight into looking to the week ahead. Hi, Samantha. All right, so we will be taking names and doing some questions soon, but first of all, to get started, let's have a look into this coming week. All right, so I'm just picking some cards. For those of you just joining, I am at my parents' place. So you can see the Christmas tree in the background and all of the stockings. We have a massive family. So yeah, everyone's looking forward to tomorrow for Christmas. So what I've got here, I'm just going to feel into it. Got a bit of a different setup tonight. So I'm just feeling into the energies. All right, so what I'm getting from the next couple of days in, about 3 days in, I'm seeing a shift of a yellowy gold color. Pay attention and be open to higher messages from spirit and higher self coming through. And what I mean by this is really look at what you're feeling in alignment in. What is it that your soul is speaking to you at the moment in regards to this new energy shift and this new frequency that we're anchoring here on earth? Because what I'm seeing is paying attention to the inner messages from higher self and from spirit and shifting into a new state of confidence. So what this means is really starting to learn your own what we would call like divination, or your own way of listening to your body. So whether it's like listening to your gut, your intuition, Merry Christmas, Lisa, paying attention to your heart and also to your higher mind, or that feeling of like inspiration dropping into your head. We will be doing cards very soon. The one that I also see for sort of like middle of the week is a very heart-based centered card. I actually feel that it's shifting in from a place of where we're using the mind into a place of heart. And what I mean by this is it feels almost like we're shifting into kind of like a heart telepathy. So really noticing when your heart is wanting to speak to you at the moment. The other thing that I'm seeing step in around towards the end of the week is more presence being felt from the guides. So paying attention to the veils thinning between realm. Have your cameras ready. This also means that sometimes we're more likely to capture orbs on camera, to film things that are in the sky. And if you do, please share them with me. I would love to have a look. Also paying attention to what is sun flare and what is a camera artifact. So, when the sun is in direct alignment with different things. So we're going to flip these cards. Oh, this is perfect. This is awesome. All right, so the first one that we have, this is exactly describing what we're seeing. So we have the Princess of Cups, and we just spoke about paying attention to intuition and gut. And this is about anchoring that higher wisdom, that higher frequencies from the spiritual realm. You can see at the top of the card, she has the beautiful swan on her head. She's holding the shell with the turtle, which is the wisdom. There's the lotus flower in there as well, which is in her left hand. So this is really about, bringing in that intuition. For me, a white lotus represents purity. It also sometimes will represent medicine on a spiritual level too. She has the Piscean energy as well. Also note that we have also shifted into the age of the Aquarius. So this is the golden age of Aquarius. I'm not going to sing the song, The Dawning of the Age of Aquarius, but we do have these crystal energies at the top above the swan. And she's manifesting this new dimension. See on her beautiful purple violet dress. And I see Karen is also in agreement with what we're talking about. Thank you for your beautiful comment. So this is really about bringing in these higher dimensional frequencies. I literally felt my body the day before solstice and before the prophecy time. I felt my body literally shift to light. Hi Baron, Merry Christmas to you too. So I literally felt all of my body turn into particles. So it was as if it was sort of discombobulating, or like the old was falling apart, and I felt like it was almost like a fraying, and that I was shifting into a new dimensional, more light anchored state. So really anchoring as much light as we can at the moment, making sure that through these different times and these fluctuations with solar flares and these different times fluctuating with Schumann resonance, which we did hit a peak over solstice and over the prophecy ceremony activation, really anchoring as much light as you can. So the other thing that we have is the Knight of Swords. So we've got really powerful cards looking at this. We have the Princess of Cups. Hello from England, Helen. Merry Christmas to you too. So yeah, we have the Knight of Swords. So you can see there's some kind of truth coming in. There's some kind of like warrior energy, but it's in the heart. So anything that's not like resonating with your heart, just like pay attention to at the moment. The other one that we have is the Empress. And this Empress reaches into the higher realms to bring through this beautiful information. To me, this talks about times, it talks about cycles. It's a very heart-based, beautiful card. It also has this beautiful blue lotus. I don't know if you can see with my reflection coming off from the screen. This beautiful blue lotus over her heart, to me, speaks of DMT. In ancient Egyptian times, the blue lotus was used as an aphrodisiac, as well as kind of like a psychic third eye pineal awakening medicine. So we have the rising of the phoenix happening at the moment on the shields. We also have the beautiful swan come up twice in these cards. So a swan for me is a beautiful creature that comes from the spiritual realms. The pink swan denotes something more of a heart-based spiritual awakening. You can see that she's looking after her baby chicks in that card too. So that is enough for that. Let's start taking some names, and we're going to start to, so we've got Miriam. But yeah, would love to hear, or for people to share photos if they captured some beautiful photos over summer solstice, or the winter side of the world if you did something. I had my feet on the earth. I was meditating with some of my most beautiful loved ones, sitting right next to my partner, and also the beautiful rocks from Forgotten Origin from Stephen and Evan Strong were set up into alignment, and we're at the Cosmic Consciousness workshop that was being run as well. So I'm just taking names at the moment. So we've got Miriam Harold, and let's see, Karen Eckford, and I will come back to some names as well. Let's just get a couple more. Holly, let's do one for you. I saw that you were feeling intense energies. Okay, so we're going to start with Holly because I saw your name first. Okay, and we'll try and get to as many as we can. So Holly, let's have a look for you. What do we need to know for you right now? All right, so what I'm actually seeing with you right now, Holly, and I've got the card here, I'm just really into it, is I'm actually seeing like a lot of fairy realm stuff. I'm seeing to get out into the forest, get your feet onto the ground, start to actually feel into that heart space that nature is offering you at the moment, because it's really going to help with a lot of grounding. It's going to help, I said the word heart, it's going to help to align your heart with the earth, which is going to make things that are not aligned with that a lot easier to kind of moderate and deal with. So yeah, feeling that energy. And just looking at who else we've got on here. Hello, Adam. Hi, Janine. All right, so the other thing that I'm feeling too with this forest-like energy, yeah, it's really showing me about bringing it into alignment with heart. And they're saying it's sort of like on a mental level, there's kind of disturbances and things. And what I mean by that is it's almost like distraction. So let's flip this card for you, Holly. Yeah, this is interesting. So we've got Prince of Swords, who's cloaked in green, which for me is more about heart, but there's spirit connected with this because we have the gold. The other thing that we have with this is this big chariot is being pulled by little chariots too. So this might also mean about delegation, and we're going to get some more cards in a minute. Thank you for everyone for joining. But it also has the energy of an icosahedron in this. So in sacred geometry, this for me is about manifestation. So I feel that this is really reassessing like where you want to go, looking into your direction, looking into what you're pouring your energy and your valuable time in at the moment, because I feel that you may have overcommitted possibly this year. So looking at peeling back, looking at doing something nice for yourself, and just like reassessing where you're going next year, because I do feel there's a lot of energy behind for next year. It's kind of more going to be about like reaping the rewards or the harvest in a way. This is more on sort of like an intellectual or like knowledge based level is what I feel too. So there could even be possibly some studies or different things that are associated with that. So I hope that that helps. So Karen Eckford, we're going to come to you now. We will be picking some more names very soon. Oh, also, just to mention that we do have the last, tomorrow is the last day for the discount code. So if you did want to book a discount reading over this holiday season, please use the discount code ALCHEMY in capital letters, and it will get you $10 off a reading. I do have a couple booked for early January, a couple of booking places left. I am going to be away in Byron Bay area, so I will only have a couple of spots open so for those of you that really want to get in with like your New Year's resolutions and kind of like look at where you're heading for the rest of the year, it is definitely a good time to book and take full advantage of that alchemy code. So this is for Karen. So Karen, what I'm feeling coming in from this at the moment feels like a pulsation. I'm not sure if you've actually physically started to notice a bit of a shift or a pulsation, or whether you've been getting like physical symptoms to do with this shift and change. The other thing that I'm feeling as well feels it's like around the heart energy, like this pulse type feeling. And I feel like it's a wavering in and out, whether you've had kind of like a little bit of dizzy type energy or feeling like you're pulsing in and out of your body. There's definitely this kind of feeling with it. The other thing that I'm seeing come in is a shift in the mind as well. What I'm feeling for these readings today is a lot of them feel in relation to the shift. Um, so what I'm seeing with you, Karen, as well, is really look into, they're giving me the word principles, and they're saying principles of the mind. What is it that is your core belief system around the mind, around where you're going, around like relationships and different things going into next year? What is it that you wish to carry through for next year is what I'm really feeling. The other thing I'm seeing is, I don't know if you can hear my back just click then, but I just started to feel some things around mid back. Just taking care for your immune system at the moment, really like, vitamin C, vitamin D, stimulating and boosting that immune system. Looking at what else you could do, possibly some teas and different things to help stimulate that. So you're also saying that you feel a change. Yeah, I can feel this physically, mentally, and emotionally within you, as well as that heart pulsation. So really putting in the measures to help you anchor the change will be really, really powerful for you going forth into the next year. So I'm going to flip this card, and we have success. Things are starting to line up when you pay attention to things. This is the Taurus energy. So it may have felt so slow moving for this year, or that things were perhaps changing, but feeling like you were getting dragged along. Sometimes can be the energy with this. We also have a beautiful womb space type energy with this Taurus, because it is Venus energy. We have this rosy kind of cross energy with it as well. There's been like a lot of reflection and adjustment and things, but this card for me represents sort of like transcending the difficulties, and the way that you're going to transcend these difficulties is really paying keen attention to your intuition. Step into your power, step into your confidence. Notice that some things are temporary, and that you can hold steadfast in these changes, and these temporary wins that come up is the energy that I'm getting with this. I'm also seeing Saturn having been a big navigator or a big instigator, I should say, to do with the shift and things that have taken place over this year. But remembering that with the solstice, we did have a alignment with Saturn, which is about constriction and sort of like regiment and, the rule maker and that. And then we had Jupiter, which is this big, beautiful expansion energy that's here to kind of like create change and bring abundance and things. So really anchoring change towards like this Jupiter and abundance energy will be really good if you can focus on that. Looking at if there's any ways that you can speed up this Taurus energy as well. I feel like there's a lot to go into for you in like a one-on-one reading around these kind of energies, but we only have time to really get into this tonight. I'm just going to pick a quick clarifying card for when you focus on that. Cool. So we have the Six of Wands, which is kind of that beautiful, funny that it's six again too. So this is really about like transcending your difficulties. It may have been a harder year, but I feel that you're going to start to move in and out of that towards next year. So let's just pop Miriam Harold. We're going to do some cards for you. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Mark. We're going to get to some more questions really soon. And Karen's saying friends are changing. Yeah, you've got a lot of realignment is the word that they give me happening. So think about it as it's like these beautiful lines of energy that come out of you, and you're just being redirected at the moment. So it might not be that they're permanently falling away, but it might be that you're getting new ones in because there's beautiful, positive new connections that are on offer to you. Merry Christmas to you in Atlanta, Vicky. Yes, we will be pulling some cards soon. I'll get to some more names. Right now we're just doing one for Miriam Harold. All right, so the card that's standing out to me for you, Miriam, has a lot of yellow around it. So for me, this represents, and I'm hearing the word February, study, education, learning, possibly around February. The other thing I'm hearing them say is your heart's desire. With you, I do hear things, meaning that you might have some what we call like clairaudient ability. Spirit is asking you to pay attention to what you're hearing at the moment, because I feel that Spirit is trying to speak or communicate to you loud and clear. You might have actually heard Spirit in a physical sense, so you might have heard Spirit call your name. The other thing that I'm seeing is a little yellow flower, what looks kind of like a daisy. or like a baby sunflower. I'm seeing this as a gift from spirit to you. I feel that you have spirit around you is the energy. So whether you're going to be doing some psychic training or mediumship, I do feel that there is a gift that you have there, but it's about trusting in yourself and gaining this confidence. And they're also just saying speak up. So whether you might speak softly to spirit, but it's like spirit is encouraging you to speak up. Let's flip this. Oh, this is awesome. We've got the card of virtue. So this is literally trusting in your confidence, coming into alignment with your gifts, and other things will show up. So it's literally like having that leap of faith, having that beautiful Indiana Jones moment where you're standing on the edge of the cliff, and this card is asking you to trust. This is about initial growth and achievement on a one's level. This is about spiritual development, and really like you've done the work in order to sort of get into that place of where things can start to really snowball and start to unfold a lot more. So whether it's you're pondering on a course or something, but it's just sort of showing, it's like spirit is showing up and asking you to do the same. The other thing that we have is the fire sign of Aries. So you might have like that feeling of a fire being lit underneath you. So exciting news for you. Let's take some more names. I'm just going to pop this back in. All right, so let's have a look. I'm so happy to hear that others are feeling a change as well. Okay, so we've got Helen, Mansell, and we have Janine Brody. So cute. It said pretty please. I say pretty please. We always grew up with pretty please with the cherry on top. We've got Rita Faragua or Guri. Sorry, I'm terrible with names sometimes. My heart is in the right place though. Faragia, maybe? Annabelle Muccelli. Hi, I'd love some guidance if you feel drawn. And okay, and Shamila Budhu. I love your name, it's so pretty. And we will get to some more. All right, so Helen, we're doing a card for you. And I just saw a message from you saying you're feeling sad, missing your family because of COVID restrictions. You're missing hugs, and your partner, fiance, not being loving. What's going on? Okay, let's have a look for you. The first thing I'm getting taken to is what I would call a reproductive area. I'm getting taken to around ovaries and reproductive area, like around that general sacral chakra, and I'm feeling energies around that. That to me speaks of, on an emotional level, about nurturing. Please pay attention to you at the moment, and I'm getting shivers from spirit come through around my shoulders. So please really nurture yourself at the moment, and thank you so much for sharing. I just saw that you shared, so thank you for that. So having a look on a health level, what you need to do to physically, mentally, and emotionally take care of yourself. What are you doing to nurture yourself? And this is where spirit is guiding and taking me, is to this kind of like ovarian area at the moment. So I'm not sure if you've had any issues with reproductive stuff or kind of like issues around cycles and different things. I'm going to tune into the card. This is just what they're showing me. I'm also seeing blue and communication. And I'm seeing that there has been busyness, even though there's been lockdown. I feel possibly that your partner might feel caught up, or might be sort of like busyness, but I'm seeing sort of like a bit of distraction around mind and things with your partner in this way. The other thing that I'm sort of seeing, it's like there's things distracting, like the head's being turned to the side and their attention's being taken elsewhere. So I can sort of see that feeling of possibly not having the attention that you're craving or desiring at the moment. So this can be a little bit difficult. Let me see where we are on this. I'll just see what else we have. Oh, and Miriam, I can see, oh, you said that you're doing courses. Feels like you're really on a good path with that. Keep going. I would love to hear more about how you go. So I'll just see if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm really getting taken to ovaries, especially like around the left-hand side, this kind of like reproductive area for me. And left speaks of like the inner feelings, the intuition. I'm going to flip this card. This is the card of cruelty. And this is a 9. So sometimes this can feel like there's betrayal, or it can feel like sort of like a stabbing, shooting pain if it's to do with health side of things too. We do have a Mars Gemini energy. Sometimes this can appear as kind of like, um, because it's Mars, sometimes men can feel a little bit aloof if they're distracted. With the Gemini energy as well, it can also be like saying one thing, but then the actions are speaking differently. So really looking for consistency, and really raising this energy like with your partner as well. Oh, you're welcome, Miriam. Um, Thank you, Vanessa. Yeah, how cool is this Christmas setup? This is at my parents' place. Mine's like a little vase at home with a few cute decorations. So I hope that that helps, Helen. Let me just see if there's anything else that you've said. Um, yeah, at the moment, really focusing on yourself. I'm sending you virtual hugs. I hope that you start to feel better soon. Let's pick you another card to do with something positive to focus on at the moment. Oh, look at this. We had the same card just come up before. There is change afoot, but it comes when you actually start to put your energy into replenishing and start to focus on yourself and start to nourish and nurture yourself. You see, there's a prince looking character that's riding in on a white horse, bringing almost like a Christmas wreath with these 6 of Wands. So that's really about sort of like that transcending difficult times. So when you start to bring it back to focus on yourself and bring it inwards is when there's a bit of a shift, is what we're being shown in the cards. Let me see. We've got Janine Brody next. Okay. So let me just see. Oh, Miriam, yes. Awesome. Yeah, you definitely have the intuition. Definitely felt that come in. Oh, you're welcome, Helen. I'm going to send you a kiss as well. I hope that you feel better soon. Okay, so this is for Janine. Okay, so for you, Janine, what I actually found energy-wise when I started to shuffle the cards was an energy of feeling very kind of like, it's almost like grounded, but not grounded at the same time. Whether you're noticing the different fluctuations in dimensions that are being anchored at the moment, it's like I felt like I was falling into a dimension of heaviness, if that makes sense, and feeling like I'm in 2 worlds at once. So whether this is something that you've been experiencing or trying to live within 2 worlds at once or have 2 different lives, whether it's sort of like juggling friends and family or different belief systems with possibly some other friends that aren't quite as open as what you are. But what I felt was when I started to shuffle cards, this to me felt like a definite anchor to tune into spirit, is what I was feeling with this. So I'm just going to flip this card. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. We have the Queen of Cups. This to me looks like 2 worlds. Look at that, how I described it. So we've got the upper world reflecting in the lower world. So the rippling of the vibrations in the spiritual realm is causing the pond or the lake to ripple in the lower. So paying attention to the moment, how like on a spiritual level, it might be impacting and imprinting upon your physical, and likewise how is your physical world imprinting upon your spiritual world and your spiritual well-being. This is really cool. It was such like a really strong message, but what felt really present and relevant for me was when I shuffled the cards, it was like an anchor to bring those 2 worlds into alignment and to really feel much more deeply and to hear the intuition and the guidance a lot more deeply too. So beautiful cup. This is about nurturing. It's about trusting your intuition. It's about trusting your heart, listening to your gut. So I hope that that helps. Beautiful message for you there. That was for Janine Brody. So we're going to read her at the moment, and we will also be taking some more names as well. Oh, Rita, just as I'm shuffling, this card is coming up for you. So Rita, we have this beautiful Prince of Wands. Something is moving ahead, or perhaps you've been asking for something to move forward. This to me speaks of confidence. It speaks of Leo energy. It speaks of energy of the sun. Stepping into like that higher self, really like starting to embody and embrace that confidence is the energy that I get with this. This is also like a bit of a chance for rebirth and things as well. The word that I'm hearing them say is guidance. So whether you've been seeking guidance I just saw that you're saying yay. Whether you've been seeking guidance for, they're saying like the last sort of like, they're saying 6 months, 7 months, 9 months. Whether there's been something happening over that like phase, whether it sort of felt like things are about to go and then kind of stop and then about to go and stop. But the energy that I'm seeing in this is, yeah, I feel like it's about moving forward. Let's get some clarifying cards to give us a little bit more info on this. I'm going to flip two more so that we can see a little story. We have the Queen of Swords. So she has sort of like a strong intellect, strong intuition. She's not going to like change her mind on something. She's kind of like casting out into the world her thoughts and beliefs and standing up for herself. The other thing that I also feel with this card too is it's not having to kind of like shift place. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, there's a little bit of duality and a little bit of juggling on a dis level. Sometimes this card will come up to do with love or being in two minds or having to make decision in different things. But we do have this card of moving forward. So whether this has been your year and now things are going forward, that's kind of like the energy that we're getting from that situation. So I hope that helps, Rita. Thank you for the beautiful question. I also feel that it's you moving forward with that the chariot card. And I was going to say charity. So whether you have been doing like a little bit of charity work, it was kind of like an interesting Freudian slip. Looking at how you can sort of like bring value into the world too, because I feel that when you do that, things multiply for you. So interesting energy. Let's pop these cards back in, and we have Annabelle as well. Oh, Annabelle, you have the card of pleasure falling out. So this is the Six of Cups. This is about transcending difficulties, but more to do with like, oh, thank you, Rita. Thank you for the confirmation. This is something that we can dive deeper into in one-on-one. Remembering I do have the code ALCHEMY for the discount booking. It only has, this is the second last day, so it will be ending tomorrow. Making a decision over staying with my boyfriend or not. That's what I can see too. There is definitely a chariot energy around that. So I feel that you will be making that decision really soon. I feel like after Christmas, possibly even before New Year's. And when you put that out there, sometimes it's almost like you can't wait and it just happens then and there. For you, trust your gut with the timing. Even sometimes it can be hard around this period of time. We will stay together because it's like, oh, you can't do it near Christmas. You know, that kind of feeling. Trust your gut, trust your intuition. When the timing feels right to you, it is right. That's what the chariot card is about too. So for you, Annabelle, we have this beautiful pleasure card, which is Six of Cups, which again, a lot of you are transcending difficulties is what's coming up tonight. So beautiful, beautiful energy that you're moving into, looking at anchoring forward. Annabelle, with this, we have the Sun's energy. We also have Scorpio energy. So what this means is scrubbing and cleaning out any little bit of the last levels of deeper inner psyche and deeper shadow aspect. I feel that you've transcended that going forth. I'm also being shown February to do with this. Let's pick some clarifying cards around this. We'll get 2 cards for this. Oops, nope, they're telling me 3. Okay. So I'm just going to flip these other cards. So what we're getting, oh, the celebration coming, oh. So whether you've also had a bit of a difficult period of time or something to kind of like figure like where your mind is at, there's been a little bit of a juggle. So this, you can see in this as well, we have that duality, we have that decision to make, that juggling, that choice. There may have been 2 different things to pick from. The other thing that we have come up in the High Priestess card is the 2 sides as well. There's dark versus light, there's good versus bad. This is about your power being in that middle path. So being true to yourself. The middle path is where the magic is. It's where we transcend dualities. So looking at how this might relate in relation to transcending difficulties to bring in and anchor more pleasure. It's also about trusting your intuition, trusting your gut with that other card. But I see a celebration coming up in the future. So looking at when you do make the choice, what is it that makes you feel like you want to celebrate more? This might help to backtrack to make the choice. You may have already made this choice and be getting ready to celebrate, but this is a beautiful thing. It feels like Yeah, it feels like a celebration. Sometimes to me, this can also represent like a wedding or a ceremony, or sometimes even a new start, like a business opening, different things like that. So let me know how that goes. Very interesting energy coming up to do with that. So cute seeing my parents move around in the background. I just saw my mum duck past. Very cool to see them while I'm working. So let's see. That was Annabelle. Shamila, we wanted to get one for spiritual guidance, and then I'm going to take some other names and some cards. So please stick with us. Remembering we do have the ALCHEMY discount code. It brings it down to $90 for an hour. We will be doing aura drawing, spirit guides, and tarot, and I'll be clairvoyantly looking into some past, present, future things and any questions that you have in my one-on-one hour sessions. There's only a couple left for the beginning of January because I am away, but there will be some later in January. Whoops, and we had some cards fall out for you, Shamila. Just picking them up. There's quite a few. We've got 5 cards, and they're talking about this is going to tell us a story. So, all right, this is interesting. Whether this year, to me, like what I'm seeing in the cards, Annabelle, is, Annabelle, I'm just saying thank you. You said thank you. Yeah, so this is for Shamila to do with spiritual guidance. What I'm seeing is a year of to and fro. So we have the wealth card, which is beautiful. It's, good things coming. It's abundance. It's a 10. So this is sort of like a completion. We do have, lots of different energies coming into play, but it's like in listening to the spiritual side of things, it has brought about prosperity and different things, or whether this is what you originally set out for this year, but may have been met with sorrow, interference, change, and the energy of the Fool. So there's a lot of cards that fell out of the deck, but I did hear Spirit say that they tell a story. So this is like what you're transcending. This is kind of like this story that may have been this year. What I want to focus on and where I want to take it is the energies in the card of sorrow, to me, speaks sometimes of heartache, possibly being feeling like that your heart was not treated fairly or not treated on an equal level to how you love in the world. But you do have a beautiful, innocent soul. And what I mean by that is we have the gorgeous card of the Fool, who's clothed in the colors of the heart, who has the beautiful butterfly with him. He has the coins and different things, the energy of the sun and fire and ice and beautiful icosahedron, which looks like a diamond. So this, to me, the Fool is, in a female perspective, it's that archetype of Alice in Wonderland. And she goes about the world. I really resonate with the Alice in Wonderland archetype myself, because this is kind of how I live life. It's like going on the journey, and I have to try things for myself. I sometimes can't learn yes or no answers from listening to other people or reading it in books. Sometimes I have to jump in the deep end and go, what does this feel like? It's almost like Goldilocks archetype too, of, trying the porridge, and it's like, is this too hot? Yeah, I felt that heartache for you, sweetheart. Sending you a lot of love with that. I do feel that the energy is going to get lighter around the heartache, and I do feel that your heart was not perhaps loved and respected the way that you needed it to be. I don't want to get into too much on a public level, but I think that you get where I'm going with that. Sending you a lot of love and healing around that heart too. A lot of kisses. You do have the butterfly come up within this this energy of the Fool. So in going about life, walking on this path, walking on this journey with open, wide eyes and a beautiful innocence in your heart, keep this faith, keep this innocence, but put the glasses on every now and then to check that what you're seeing is the actions that you're getting back. And what I mean by this is someone might be like this, all talk, but oh, you love the Alice in Wonderland quotes too, beautiful. So sometimes Alice will get herself into trouble because she will jump and leap, but without reading. So she might, drink that little drink that says drink me and shrink down teeny tiny. And then she has to work out how to get out of that. Yes, that is an adventure, and it's a beautiful space of wonderment to be in, and exploratory type things and magical things happen to her. But at the same time, sometimes she needs to protect herself. So looking at where you need to protect yourself, looking at if people's actions match their words is what I'm seeing in moving forward for this, because I feel that you could have trusted your intuition more deeply this year. Let me see. Hold on a sec, guys. Sorry, guys, just had a spammer. Let's delete this. So hopefully that person is gone now. Yeah, so let's also just pick a card quickly for next year. When you trust your intuition and you follow through with it, we have Knight of Swords. Next year will be very different when you trust it. Yes, you'll still have your heart on your sleeve, but you'll be like a little bit more selective and use the heart and the intellect and going forward and making decisions from there. So I hope that that helps. I feel like we could get into like an hour or 2 hours for you, because there is a lot of change coming up for you and you have a very beautiful heart. So let's take some more names. I'm just sending you all lots of love right now. I feel all your hearts. All right, Lucia Tormeniccio. I think I'm saying that right. Hi, I would love some guidance. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you, sweetheart. So Lucia and Ace, I think it is ASE or Essie Englehome. And we have Alyssa Weisburn. Let me just see what you were wanting. Hope you can get to me. Really would like to know what's going to happen with my partner and I. Okay. So there's a few, remembering that sometimes we really look into the love questions a lot more around these times of years. And then we also have Vanessa Arlene. And Vanessa is saying, I've been single for 3.5 years now and would love to know if a new cycle of love is headed my way for 2021. Oh, you have a beautiful heart. I feel that. Since my last relationship, Since my last relationship ended, I've only had 1 minute gone. The next type of energies come through and I'm ready for my divine partner. What are the blockages I need to focus on and release healing that will allow my space to bring through my divine partner? I feel that with you when you say this. Please stick around and I will get to you, because I feel interesting energies come up, Vanessa. All right, so we're going to start with Lucia. All right, so let's have a look, Lucia, for you. All right, Lucia, the first thing I'm getting taken to feels like on a physical body level, possibly a bit of reflux. And I'm just trying to distinguish between if this is a food feeling of reflux or if it's an energy reflux to do with possibly like a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of apprehension around going into things. Sometimes we will feel things sit on our chest and they're showing me, when I put my hand on my chest, actually wavering, moving back and forth. So this is energy literally coming in. You're very empathic. You have a lot of frequencies that shift through you. You often are sought out by friends to see into things. So I feel like you're a seer yourself. I'm going to flip this card. Knight of Disc. Whether this has been a long and arduous year, keep focused, keep your eyes on the prize and on the horizon. I hope that this makes sense. I feel that this horse is really kind of like looking into the future. And it's like talking about, even though that there may have been like a long process for different things this year, keep your eyes on the horizon, keep your heart like aligned to that as well. I feel like there's a dawning, I feel like you're tired, energy coming in, which is interesting because the horse is tired. He's stopping to eat. The knight is not tired. He's looking forward to the future. This is a disc as well. So this speaks to me of something on the earth, looking at the new horizon and preparing yourself for that new day, but looking how to kind of like moderate and get in sync with your own energy. So that energy, that wavering back and forth that I felt before, really kind of feel yourself like integrating in with this. And I feel like it will help you and paying attention to what it is that you see, because I feel that you are a seer as well. Whether you've done a course around something already or whether you've been thinking about it, I feel like it will open up your world. And I'm not sure if friends ask you for readings and different things, but I feel that your friends come to you for advice, is what I see. They're just telling me pick another card with this. Queen of Discs. So we had the Knight of Discs, and now we have the Queen of Discs. When you step into your power, you see things from a higher perspective. You can see she's looking down over the mountain ranges, and she's in a Capricorn high achiever energy. Definitely pay attention to the psychic side of things that we just spoke about. Very, very powerful. So I hope that that helps. Let me have a look. Shamila's saying, thank you very much. Amazing and heartwarming message. Will continue with my faith in divine, into the divine, and trust my intuition. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. And then we have ASE, AC. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. ASE is how I spell it though. So let's have a look. Might be Ace or a C. What I see is, I'm just saying C. What I see is the energy of the water. I feel that you need to get away to the ocean at the moment. I feel like it's healing for your spirit. I feel like to be around the positive ions or negative ions that are in the ocean, salt lamps, things like that to me feel very healing and integrating. I feel like it's to get some new inspiration to come in. Let's flip this card. Yeah, look at this. We need new inspiration in this. This is the card of debauch. This is water that's gone stagnant. And it's a beautiful fountain originally that was trying to come through from a higher spiritual meaning, but it might have been that there's stagnancy. It might have been staying in a situation where it's felt like things have gone on for too long, or that you perhaps should have left a little while ago. So having a refresher, connecting with the ocean, letting go of things that no longer need to be there will really help, is the energy that I feel with this. So I hope that that helps. Alyssa Wiseburn, you wanted to have a look into, around your partner. I think you were saying you wanted to look into with partner. The first thing that I get when I tune into energies around that is a bit of a sick feeling. And what I mean by that is sometimes when we overthink and we worry about things, when we can create an unsettled energy in our gut. And I'm just touching the top of my head. So whether you've felt messages coming through from family that have crossed over, or you've had signs coming up around that, or you've been finding feathers, number synchronicities, or noticing, different synchronicities or messages in movies, or whether your mind's been taken to messages that are in song. But I feel that spirit is trying to get messages through. Let's flip these cards, because this is really, look at this. Okay, we've got the answer and we've got the solution. So we've got an 8. This is the card of swiftness. 8 for me sometimes represents recognition and movement. Have you been thinking about what it's like outside of the relationship? Because it's almost being in two minds about something. It's like feeling one way, but seeing a higher path a little bit clearer. So it might be, are you staying in the relationship for reasons? Look at your pros and cons in terms of relationship. Look at, are you staying for yourself? Are you staying for the other person? Are you staying because of what family, friends, etc., think? Really looking at the reasons why you're staying in the relationship, and looking at the reasons why you might also move on from the relationship. The answer, I feel like, is actually just about standing in your power. It's Princess of Discs. There's a manifesting wand on the end of this. This icosahedron, this diamond-like wand, represents your power. Look at you turning the world on its head. You're creating balance and power and change into the world. Standing in this will help you to create a new world. It's going to also help you step into higher spiritual guidance to do with your higher self. Beautiful, beautiful energies. I also feel that spirit is only going to a certain depth with you. It feels like a topic to discuss in a one-on-one private reading, possibly because it is around deeper things of relationship as well. So I hope that helps, Alyssa. Vanessa, you were saying about relationships. So Vanessa, I think it was Arlene, if I can read my writing correctly. So Vanessa, let's have a look for you. Oh, and the phone is ringing. We were talking about partners and things, and you were saying about in the question that you had about that you've had possible potential partners, or whether it's been something but it's only lasted for a minute. What I got taken to when I was reading that question was about raising standards. because I feel that it's almost like when something comes along, it's getting really excited, almost to the point of feeling like a little bit overexcited. And what I mean by this is we need to sit back and wait for the good fish. Because, like when it comes to fishing, we throw back the ones that are too small and don't measure up because we need them to mature and get to a greater evolution. And it's the same with partners. We need to make sure that they are a match for what we are putting out. So sometimes they might be, not the right size, not quite measure up. And what I mean by that is they might have some more growing to do before things can circle back around. The other thing that I'm also seeing, because they're showing me a circle back around, whether there's someone in your friendship group that perhaps has been saying different things to you in terms of relationships and things in the past, but you may not have considered them in that kind of light or that way. And it might not be that you're attracted to them, but what I am seeing, you're welcome, sweetheart. What I am seeing to do with them is that they have a lot of value to offer, whether it's relationship advice or whether it's a different way of looking at things from the world. I feel that they have a beautiful, kind heart. So let's flip this card. Yeah, look at this. We've got adjustment. We've got a card that sometimes also represents justice. I feel that this is someone giving outside advice to you or looking at things from a different balanced perspective, because I feel in order to heal the patterns of the past, we need to look at things from new eyes. This is that opportunity for healing is what I see within this card, and to restore peace into your world. It's a Libra card too. So this to me speaks of, oh, sorry, I'm just reading. Alyssa, yes, you said my name. Did you do a read for me? I thought it was Ace's reading. Yes, so we did do one to do with your partner. So it might be back just a couple of little minutes, but we definitely did do yours as well. So yeah, what I see with this adjustment card for you, Vanessa, is reaching into that higher spiritual energy. It's like a lightning bolt. And we know with lightning that the saying is it never strikes twice somewhere. So we need to look outside of the box or the paradigm that you've been looking into in relation to how you seek a partner or how they seek you. And I feel that this is a little lock and a key inside of here is what Spirit is showing me. So when you figure out this lock and key and how to open up in here, and what I mean by this is energetically, because I see that you have so much love to give and there's such beautiful qualities that you have, but there's a bit of healing to do in the backstory. So whether there's an old tape playing, because they're showing me a cassette tape going round and round, whether this tape is sort of like getting run tired and we need to like take the tape out and upgrade to new songs to listen to, new stories to listen to, new positive affirmations to rewire the brain with and start to lay down new foundations about belief systems. So listening to hypnotherapy to rewire the brain and clear out anything. There's a beautiful hypnotherapy online one by Paul McKenna. It's on the Paul McKenna app and it's around phobias. And one of the phobias that you can go into, it's maybe like $7 for the app. So worth it for the amount that you would use it. Hey, Merry Christmas to you too, Casey. Yeah, so Vanessa, one of the apps that it's called, it's around fear and phobias around being alone. That one would definitely help to rewire and clear out things. Also, Paul McKenna's Confidence app to really install those new tapes and programs and upgrade things is going to help move you further along the path. And let's pick a card to do with when you do that, what that leads to. I'm just going to flip this card because we're running out of time. Ooh, victory. Look at that. When you start to really rewire that brain, activate those new synaptic pathways. Oops, where are we at? We've got this beautiful color of purple spiritual background with all these wands and fires and transformation and expansion coming in. Leo leadership energy as well. So I feel that this is the path to take, is rewire and start to reprogram the brain. I hope that that helps. Let's pick a card for Kim Grattan. And then we'll see if we can get to one more, because I see you there as well, Casey. So hopefully we can get to one more. Okay, Kim, this card is coming out as well as this card. Ooh, you've got 2 Chariot cards. Something is moving forward in life at the moment. So because we have 2, this might be something shifting and changing, and you might be sort of like scrambling to catch up. Something might be very fast-paced, fast-moving. I feel that this is, because it's cups, on an intuitional heart, gut level, there's something moving forward, as well as on a spiritual level. This change will lead to a different spiritual direction and a different spiritual guidance, but it feels aligned with your heart. So sometimes when we have this Chariot energy moving forward and we're trying to catch up to it, sometimes it can actually be a pleasant change in the end. So I hope that this resonates. Let's pick some clarifying cards just out of my other deck. We have a 5 of discs, which is sometimes kind of like that middle path. We might feel like a little bit stuck. This is on the earth level. So sometimes it can represent instability. Sometimes it might represent the initial growth phases or like just about to move into it, but I definitely see growth coming. But look about like where you can kind of like get rid of instability in your life and start to stabilize things, because we have a new opportunity coming up. We have the Page of Pentacles. You can see there's a bit more balance, there's a bit more clear seeing with this. So look at what you need to eliminate from life and what you need to bring in, and pathways will start to open up. It feels really positive. But yeah, I mean, you can have that change. So let's see. So we've got Vanessa is also saying, generally people come to you from advice. Yes. Past of, come to you for advice. Yes, I felt that too. So yes, past of child trauma, have spent the last 3.5 years healing and spiritual awakening. It has a past relationship triggered. Still working on so much better than what I was. Good on you. Childhood created fear of rejection, abandonment, and again, so much better than I was. Healing journey is ongoing, or healing is an ongoing journey. You should be so proud of yourself and how far you've come. I feel spirit really closely standing by you on your left-hand side. They're holding you in love and with your intuition as well. Look at how far you've come, because where you're going to go will magnify and then become even greater. So really start to see the vision of where it is that you want to go. I hope that that helps. I'm going to pick a card for Casey Morrison as well. So Casey, let's pick this card for you. And I'm hearing trumpets and they're going doo, doo, doo. And then I'm seeing yellow flashes, and I'm also seeing angels. I'm not sure if you've been looking into like work around angels. Oh, and Kim, you were saying something around, could it be ascension? Yes, we can have energies coming up at the moment that are to do with ascension energies. Oh, Casey, this is interesting because we're talking about like angels and different things, but we have the card of love. We have the 2 of Cups, which is a beautiful giving. It's like giving and receiving. It's more of like a balanced give and take, beautiful love energy. There's healing with this. There's higher spiritual energy. There's heart chakra. There's beautiful Piscean energy with this, and beautiful Venus energy. We also have Cancer energy with this too. It's beautiful, coming out of this higher love, this higher Lotus energy. Let's pick some cards, because I am still seeing angels are wanting to talk to you. We have this 5 one as well, which is what we just had before. So whether you've been like working with the angels to transcend difficulties, I feel that they're going to come through, is the energy that I get with this love card. Oh, you've been having the ringing in the ears. That is often like a sign to do with angels and things. So pay attention to that. Asking them to bring it through in a way that you can translate it. Let me also see. Oh, so Lucia is also saying, thank you so kindly, Solreta. Deeply appreciate your generous sharing. You're so welcome. And I hope that everyone has a beautiful Christmas. Let's get to Sandy as well. So yeah, definitely Casey, pay attention to those angels and the messages. They also bring through numbers and synchronicity quite strongly as well. So Sandy, let's pick a card for you. Do I have any angels around me, especially with my dad? I see your dad standing at the top of your head. I feel that he is like a guide or an angel to you. The other thing that I started to feel with saying that was like a wavering, sort of almost like dizzy feeling. I feel it's like, sometimes we'll get where we're like, oh, I feel like my blood sugar's a little bit low, or feel like we're going like this. I feel like it's your dad trying to communicate to you. So whether he might have had an energy to do with like blood sugar or diabetes or some kind of blood glucose metabolism issue, but I feel it's your dad coming in when we feel this energy. So let's flip these 2 cards for you, Sandy. Oh, we have the card of alchemy. This is also the card of art. This is two different sides together. Remembering that the main key energy with alchemy is love. In order to transmute that lead into gold, we need to bring love through, because that's that main key ingredient. And that's quite often what's left out of it. So it might be that we're running around doing all the things on the physical level, but unless we put love into it, we're not going to get that higher transmutation. We also have the King of Swords. So very powerful energy. Oh, yes. Oh, that's good. So yeah, hope that makes sense to you, Sandy. It seems like that it does. Um, so I hope that helps. But yeah, talk to your dad. You can talk to him out loud. You can talk to him from your heart. But definitely infuse that love energy into all different areas of life. Casey's also saying, excellent, thank you so much. My dad passed over in the year. Also, I do try to communicate with him and the other archangels, definitely asking them to help bring through messages from your dad as well, and having them as sort of like guides through this. But I'm seeing them hold up like pillars and hold up the energy so that you are able to communicate a little bit more. Alyssa is also saying, I just realized that during my reading you mentioned the number synchronicities, then you pulled a card, the number 8. That is the exact number I've seen my entire life since I was a little girl, and it has always been my favorite. And lately I've been seeing 8, everything 8, my lucky number. So it was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And look out for signs of 888. That is a very prosperity based number. For me, it's a beautiful, beautiful number. You're welcome, Sandy. And Vanessa says, thank you very much for your kind and empowering words, Solreta. I can generally say that I love who I am, and in years gone by, I definitely did not have the ability to say that about myself. You should be so proud. Everyone that's overcome things that you've overcome should be so proud of themselves. So I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for joining in. I will see you next Thursday at 6 o'clock. Have a beautiful, beautiful time with your family and friends over Christmas, and I will see you very soon. Remembering to use the word alchemy in booking a session with me. It will last one more day to get a discount code. Thank you, everyone.